Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back with a makeup tutorial. So my brows are done and my lids are primed, so let's get started. First I'm going to take my Amrezy palette from Anastasia. I'm going to take the shade New Yorker with my big blending brush from Sephora. You guys know I love this brush, so we're just going to use it as our transition shade. So we're going to put it all over the crease really softly. Yeah, this is going to be our transition shade, so everything I'm going to put after is going to look really soft and blended. Next I'm going to take my Orange Glad palette from Colourpop, and the first shade I'm going to use is Ya Peel Me from the palette. Again, I'm going to use the same brush, so you just want to put it in your crease, make it really soft. I'm not going to pack it on because I really want that shade to be soft. I want the outer corner to be smoky but really soft, not too like dark basically, so that's why I'm using a blending brush. I'm just gonna put it all over the lid also. Next, going back to the Amrezy palette, I'm gonna take the shade 1988. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush and I'm gonna put it in the outer corner mostly. So what I'm doing basically is taking just a little bit and smoking out the outer corner. Just take a little bit by a little bit because we want to keep it really soft, not too harsh. So basically that's what I'm doing here, really taking my time, just taking a little bit by a little bit and basically working our way up. So it should look something like this. And next I'm going to take more of a like denser blending brush. I'm going to take the shade BK from the Amrezy palette. I'm going to put it in the outer corner again because I want it to be a bit more dark, basically darker, and that's why I'm using the black shade. So just gonna put a little bit in the outer corner just to make it a bit more smoky. Next I went back with my smaller blending brush in the shade 1988 just to like blend out the outer corners to make sure there's no harsh lines with the shade BK, and I took even my bigger brush with the shade New Yorker to do the same thing. Just blend everything together, make sure there's no harsh lines basically. Next I took my ABH Norvina palette volume 3. I took the shade A5 to start with. I took a small shadow brush. I'm just gonna pack it on the inner corner. This is gonna be our brightest side, that's why I'm packing it on. Just take your time. I think my primer was just like giving me a hard work, that's why I went back with my smudger brush to really pack on the shade. To make sure it's really vibrant because I wanted that side to be really vibrant basically. That shade is really intense, just so you know, but I really liked it. I really loved it. I thought it was really nice. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing with the other eye, and then I'm taking my shadow brush and just blending into the middle of my eyelid to make sure it's not too harsh. And next I went to my Orange Glad palette and I took the pressed glitter Clementine from the palette. I'm just going to press it in the middle of my lid, basically where the two shadows are going to meet. This was my first time using glitter and honestly I love it. I want to use more glitter in my upcoming makeup tutorials. I just loved it. It was really nice. Wherever you put it, it wouldn't move basically. It didn't go everywhere. Of course when you remove your makeup it kind of did, but it was really easy to remove, and it should look something like this, really nice. And next I went with this shade A3 because I thought it wasn't vibrant enough, so this shade is a bit more neon, so I'm just gonna put it on top of A5 basically. You don't have to, just for me I just want it to be more neon, so that's why I put that shade on top. And of course you want to make sure everything is well blended. So I did add some lashes. These are the Kiss number 11, like always. You guys know I love these ones, so it should look something like this. Now I'm going to concentrate on the face. So first my primer, I use my Milk Hydro Grip primer. You guys know I love this stuff. I'm almost out. Next I took my Maybelline Dream Cover Urban foundation, I think it's called. It's gonna be linked down named down below, in the shade 340 Cappuccino. So this is my foundation for today. So I just want to make sure everything is well blended, blend, and I'm using a Real Techniques brush, foundation brush, to blend everything. For concealer, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm going to use a little bit of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Golden Honey on top, but only in my under eyes because I find it has a bit of a brightening effect. Yeah, so I'm just gonna use these two, and then I'm gonna blend it out using a brush again. To set my face, I'm gonna use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder in the shade Banana. I'm just gonna use a small brush, put it under my eyes, basically wherever I get really oily. So I'm just gonna set my face first, really pack on the powder. If you're not oily or your makeup stays well, you don't have to do that step, but for me it's a must because my makeup just breaks after. For bronzer, I'm using my Bobbi Brown bronzer in Deep. So I'm not gonna use a lot, just a little bit. Just around my face, on my cheeks also, and on my nose. Next, I'm gonna cut my cheeks with the same powder, the NYX Banana powder, and basically I'm gonna start and bake. So under my eyes, my forehead, my nose, even my chin, because I get really oily. Next, I took a black coal liner to line my waterline. This one is by L'Oreal. I don't remember the name, but it will be named down below if you guys want to know the name of this one. It's really nice actually. So next I went to my Amrezy palette. I'm gonna take the shade 1988 and BK to smoke out the lower lash line. So first I'm taking the shade 1988 to smoke out the whole lash line, basically from the inner to the outer corner. Really smoke it out. I'm using a smudge brush again to smoke it out, and then for the outer corner I'm using the shade BK, basically just a little bit, just to connect the top lid with the lower lash line, basically, so it looks smoky in the outer corner. And I'm taking a small blending brush just to blend everything together so it looks smooth. So next I'm going back into my Norvina palette. I'm going to take the shade A5 and the shade E3 to do the inner corner. So basically I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the lid. First, I'm going to take the shade A5, pack it on the inner corner, and then on top, I'm going to put a little bit of the shade E3 on top. Now you can take off your bake. You can bake for however long you want. Me, I do bake a long time because, like I said, I'm really oily, but it's really up to you. For a highlight, I'm using the shade Daydream by the Nicole Guerrero palette in collaboration with Anastasia, and I mixed it with the Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Gold. I used it on my nose, on my cheeks mostly. Yeah, this is the combo that I'm using today for my highlight, and it should look something like this. And I did the same thing for the inner corner. So again, I'm going to use the shade Daydream and the shade Molten Gold for the inner corner. I'm just going to use a bullet brush basically to pack it on the inner corner. And yeah, that's it. And this is what it should look like. This is a close-up of the eye so you guys can see. Next, for my lips, I'm using my Ride or Die eyeliner lip liner pencil in the shade Sable Brown by Rimmel. So I'm just going to line my lips with this, and next I'm going to use an NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Peach Crisp, and it's pretty orange-y, so that's why I wanted to use this one. I thought it would go well with the eyes basically, and I really laid it on it there. Okay, next I'm going to change basically. So now I'm going to do my hair, just brush it out, make it look cute or whatever. So I'm just going to tuck some hair behind my ear if it will let me. And this is basically the first look. This is how it looks like, all glittery and everything. I really like this one. I really enjoy doing it also. So for the second option, for the lips, I use the same lip liner by Rimmel basically, so I just want to lip your lips again. And next I'm going into the Rimmel Stay Matte liquid lip color in the shade Pitch Black. Just so you know, this shade does need 2 layers, so I do 1 layer, I let it dry a little bit, and then I do a second layer on top because it's a bit sheer to be honest, but it's a really nice black though, I will say that. It also stays pretty well. And yeah, this is what it looks like with the second layer on top. And next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a little bit of just a clear gloss, basically whatever you have on end, and I'm gonna put it on top of it, and you're basically done after that. So this is the look I created for you guys. It's a bit Halloweeny, so if you guys want to use it for Halloween, be my guest. I really like doing it. I really enjoyed it, and this is it. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.